Good evening, everyone. I'm recording this about almost 6:45 this evening. Let's do a little recap of this severe thunderstorm wind line. There's probably a lot of questions out there about why tornado warning sirens were going in Springfield and the wind gusts that were reported. And we had a couple tornado warnings, actually, even though they were not for the city of Springfield, and that's not why the sirens were on. But nevertheless, we'll review all that. This is a radar image now. We're going to start the clock back here when the storms were just approaching Highway 71. There around Nevada, warnings were out. And of course, those were right spot on where this thunderstorm line was heading. And this particular radar image was taken at about 3:30 in the afternoon. So what we're going to do is a step ahead here. So we'll go to about 4 o'clock here. And you're already starting to get some wind reports here around Lamar. You had an estimated wind at about 65 miles per hour in Nevada, and a tree fell on a house up there. And so this thunderstorm line is growing and advancing. At this point, it looked as if for sure that the worst winds would be along this corridor. As it turned out, they did extend more to the south. We'll go ahead here. This is right there is 4:30. Notice that we're getting little embedded circulations in the line. Now, these are not always tornadoes, but there's one right there. That ended up not being one, but one later on did. Wind gusts around, estimated around 65 miles per hour, becoming a lot more common. There's one there, just a little bit southeast of Greenfield. There's a pretty good, and I saw this on radar, wind gusts here through this Joplin area and through parts of Newton County around Neosho. Some reports there. So what we'll do is step ahead, and now the Greene County is under a warning at this point. Again, this is 4:30. So here it's coming in. We had 50 to 60 mile per hour winds at Bodark, and we'll go ahead to about, here's 5, this is about 5 o'clock right here, and I'll zoom in on this because this is important here. We had in Morrisville estimated 80 mile per hour winds by a train spotter with numerous trees and roofs down. That may have been the beginning of a circulation, which eventually went to a tornado warning here in a few frames later. But look at all the wind reports here, including the official Weather Service OB taken there at 56 miles per hour. We had wind gusts to 70 miles per hour there in Greene County, measured at Battlefield and Golden. Another one down here, and that may be off the screen, but that's in Clever. There. And now let me go ahead and show you now, again, the tornado warning signs were going at this time, and the reason for that, and the Greene County Emergency Management has the authority to do so. If they feel as if there is widespread wind damage, especially winds that are expected to be widespread over 70 miles per hour, they will issue the storm sirens and go ahead and turn them on. It doesn't happen very often, but since I've been in town these 26 years, I can remember it twice in the past. So it's a rare event, but it does happen. It maybe cause some confusion. At the end of the day, though, this is probably a little more widespread potentially than a small tornado. So justified, I think, if not perhaps a little confusing to some people. But now, that having been said, we'll take a look here and go forward. Now, right there is the tornado warning. This is what I was talking about here. This circulation that shows up right in here is sort of a connect the lines situation there between that and that. And if you were to advance a little bit more, you start to see some better circulation showing up there. And no confirmation of a tornado with that, by the way. And then this thunderstorm line continued to move. We'll zoom out a little bit there. It's already past Greene County and Springfield. And here is the radar at, this is 5:30 now, moving very quickly. And there was one more tornado warning that popped up right there in northern Texas County. That was heading toward licking some circulation on radar. And then the last thing I want to comment on here before we shut down is that there are presently, and I'll go to the last frame here and wait for the radar to catch up, there are presently winds gusting to 40 miles per hour out of the north in this area here that are non-thunderstorm related, and some of you are already picking up on that. This will not be severe, but it is some cause for concern, and of course the rain continues, and there are all kinds of football games going on, the fate of which is a little bit unknown here tonight. We'll wait and see. That's the latest on the severe weather report to hit on this Friday afternoon and evening on September 7th, 2012.